start our recording again for those of us that can't join us live. So welcome to 50 Strong Employer Connect. I'd first like to say a special thank you to our sponsors for making this and all 50 Strong Employer Connect events possible. Those are Wells Fargo, Amazon, Cushman & Wakefield, ADP, the University of Arizona, TEKsystems, the University of South Carolina, and Boeing. And today we're so thrilled to welcome the team from TEKsystems. All right, so I'm looking at the poll results. It looks like 65% of you are joining us for the first time. So this is super helpful for me to know. I'm gonna share just a little bit about our efforts through 50 Strong and how you can engage with us in different ways. It looks like 51% of you are currently on active duty. We have a lot of student veterans, we have a lot of separated veterans, and we have some military spouses. We have some Guard reserves. Thank you all for being here. And it looks like, oh, Mike, it looks like 75% of the folks that are here with us today are E7 or below. For those of you that are here as junior enlisted, thank you so much for making such an effort. We appreciate you. And to all of you that are joining us, we really appreciate you all being here. All right. So a little bit about 50 Strong and why we started. We know that navigating civilian employment can be complicated for those accustomed to military norms. My husband served in the Army. He literally was with us and just dropped off to go do his day job. But when Kevin got out of the Army with a college degree, it took him almost 3 years to find steady work. And so, as I like to say, he's kind of the inspiration to 50 Strong. But certainly over those 15 years, we've heard this story over and over and over again, right? And so really he's the inspiration for 50 Strong, but 50 Strong is, you know, a kind of a team effort, a collaborative that says, if we can help provide a warm connection and direct exposure to industry, we hope this can make a really big difference. So for those of you that are here that are on active duty, awesome. I love that you are getting early and often exposure to industry partners. For those of you maybe that are here with us as student veterans, we know that about half the folks that come out of the military go into higher ed. Often, mostly, you're going to school not just to get a degree, but to get a degree toward helping with career outcomes. So then your transition to civilian employment is extended. We really appreciate you being here because what we want to do is help provide some of that industry exposure during your transition time. All right, so here's what I want you to know. All of our employer partners, including TEKsystems here today, actively seek your skills. Many of them have resourced military-specific pathways. They have military-specific teams. And what we hope is through lots of exposure, maybe you'll find a good fit, right? Maybe not. Either way, what we all hope is that the exposure helps to provide tools for you to own your own search. So for today, I'd like to welcome the TEKsystems team. I'm gonna let each of them introduce themselves directly in just a minute, but I do want you to know the team that's here with us today. Before I turn it over to that team, I want to just share a little bit more, given that so many of you are new to 50 Strong. We host near weekly events, and sometimes, as this week is and next week is, twice a week events for you to connect directly with military ready employers. We do this, and then frankly, I want to get out of the way, right? Because they're the ones that have the jobs. So this is our full calendar. We run 2 series of events, 50 Strong Employer Connect, which is for everybody, and then 50 Strong SkillBridge Connect, which is specific to SkillBridge opportunities. We record almost everything and have it available on our website for anytime replay. We know life gets in the way. Again, really appreciate you being here today. This is part of our Employer Connect series, and it's really all about early preparation. So today is TEKsystems. Tomorrow is Boeing, if you'd like to join us again. And there's a really important group that I want to thank. We share out all of our events through our education partners. This is a group of 20 higher ed institutions that are leaning in on career readiness because they want to be collaborating directly with these military ready industry partners. So if you are involved in one of these schools, please tell them thank you. Please certainly always use your school's career readiness or your career center. All right, so a little bit of housekeeping. I have not had a chance to look at the chat box, but I'm going to do that real quick. For those of you that are here with us, this is a great way for you to build your network and start engaging with folks. So I see a lot of you that are dropping in your LinkedIn URLs. I love it. For those of you that are here with us that may not know how to find your LinkedIn URL, I'm going to quickly show you that. You just click on your picture at the top, view profile, contact info. And then when you copy and paste, you want to grab the portion that has the HTTPS so that it shows up as a live link for everybody else that sees it. All right. So before I turn it over to the TEKsystems team, I want to ask you one more quick question. All right. And tell me what you think about that one. Are you guys, yes. Okay, I see you come in. All right. So the results for that one, 65% of folks have heard of TEKsystems before joining 50 Strong. This is amazing and I love it. This means that you are hearing about many companies as you're kind of navigating your transition. All right, so hey Mike, is it okay if I stop the screen share and
100%
open up so that everybody can see?
Yeah.
All right. So everybody, welcome again. If you're just joining us, you can turn on your video or not. I've just let a few more folks in from the waiting room. And at this time, I'd like to introduce the TEKsystems team that's joining us today. And Mike, I will kick it over to you. Everybody, Mike Powers at TEKsystems. For y'all to know a little bit about TEKsystems, when we first had the concept for 50 Strong, Mike is one of the first people that I went to and said, this is what we're thinking about. What do you think? And so Mike, thank you and TEKsystems for being not only a close partner to 50 Strong, but a founding partner for our efforts. So if any of you have ever gotten any value from 50 Strong, please thank Mike and the TEKsystems team. All right, with that, Mike, the floor is yours. Thank you again.
Kandi. Hello, everybody. Yeah, thanks for the kind notes. Actually, Kandi, thank you for all you and Kevin do. The 50 Strong venues turned out to be, I think, the best venue during COVID. You know, the fact that we're all here, we look at each other. It's not too big of an event. It's not a bunch of people in a large hotel walking around trying to meet each other, and it's not black and white print on the screen. We're actually engaging each other. So I'm really excited to talk today, and I love everything that 50 Strong does. I think it's the best venue. I know every employer on here gets to know everybody, and everybody gets a direct line into companies through 50 Strong, as opposed to going to a website. So I hope you all found value out of this today. We'll talk a little bit about the information technology field, which is where we're kind of the experts in. And we will talk about everything. But my name is Mike Powers. I've been with TEKsystems about 23 years. We're an IT staffing and services company. We're the largest staffing, and we have positions all across the globe. We hire about 80,000 people a year. We hire about 3,000 veterans in the IT. And the great thing about information technology is behind healthcare, it's the second largest field for employment. It's also a great place to come work if you want to work from home, if you want to learn something new. You don't have to have a college degree to get into information technology, but it does help as far as moving up or moving into management. But most of our field is, most people hired in the field are hired off certifications, experience. Technology's changing every day. Things that were very important 7 years ago that's changed. So it's a fast-paced, dynamic setup. You can make very good money in technology without having to have a master's degree and all that. And like I say, there are positions all across the globe, not only with us, but with many companies. So I was in the National Guard 23 years. I was in aviation. I have been enlisted and a warrant as well. It was a part-time thing to pay for college for me. 2001 happened. After that, I had my deployments, along with most everybody from Iraq to Kuwait to Bosnia and everything in between. So I know what it's like to be on both sides like you are. I know what it's like to be a transitioning veteran. I know what it's like to be a student veteran. I know what it's like to be a hiring manager trying to hire veterans like I do internally. And also, we spend a lot of time, Mike, Taylor, and I, talking with companies. We work with almost every Fortune 500 company and 80% of the Fortune 3000. And they come to us and say, we want to hire people in technology. Can you help us? So we know what the barriers are. We know what they look for. We see a lot of what mistakes or successes are. Same thing with veterans. We see some of the mistakes veterans make when trying to get a position. Commonly, hey, I applied, didn't hear back. They don't often know that networking gets more jobs than applications. Usually applications are a step in the process. So that's what we're here to talk about today. And, you know, our vantage point, the reason we're valuable to talk to you today is we know a lot about what every company seeks and how to get from sitting on that side of the screen, wondering how do I get a new job when I transfer out, to actually ascertaining that job and stepping through the door. So my peers will talk a little bit about that today, but we'll talk more about what TEKsystems is, kind of go through technology, and then later we will break out into rooms. And Mike, Taylor, and I will take a few of you at a time so we can get very personable. And we will take questions from information technology to just general, what's the best way to do this? How do I make a move? What are your thoughts on this? So it doesn't have to be about technology or tech. It can be about transitioning as well, because all three of us have served. Taylor's still currently serving. So we look forward to talking to you, and we'll move forward. Taylor, you want to kick it off? Are you still with us, Taylor?
Looks like we may have lost our Mike.
You may have fell out. Is Mike still with us?
I see Mike.
Present.
All right, Mike.
I'll just introduce myself really quick. My name is Mike White. I am a government services technical recruiter here at TEKsystems. I've been doing this for about 8 months now, so fairly new to it. And kind of from the start of it, they kind of told us, hey, you know, it takes a really big while to kind of get into the swing of things. I'd say if I was on a curve and I was pacing myself with my peers, I'm doing all right so far. Because I'm in the government services sector, a lot of my clients are government integrating companies. I work with, I'm based out of the Kansas City office. So some of the clients I work with here locally are Peraton, GDIT, Matos. I'm a U.S. Army veteran. I did 5 years as an airborne infantryman. Went to Afghanistan back in 2009. Transitioned out in 2013. I did some odd jobs. I was a cell phone tower climber. Ended up going to school, getting my degree. While I was at school, I served as a Student Veterans Association president, and then I did 3 years as my VFW post commander. I was the youngest commander in the state of Kansas. I'm not your typical Vietnam era VFW member, a few years younger. So I do have a lot of resources that I can educate you on, whether it's maximizing your GI Bill benefits, finding IT employment, either internal here at Tech and joining our recruiting team or our account management team, or if you just want to talk and connect. And I mean, I got resources through the VA help as well if you want to chat about that. I'm always happy to talk with anybody about anything. So if you have any questions, please connect with me on LinkedIn. We can set up a time to talk, whether it's this week, next week, whenever it's convenient for you. If you want to learn about the Skill Bridge program, which I'm sure quite a few of you are, I'll tell you right now, Mike Powers is our main point of contact at TEKsystems with that. So if you're wanting to go kind of hear about that, I know he's going to be talking about that more in depth, probably in his breakout room. So I can talk to it, but at the end of the day, what I'm probably going to end up doing is telling you, hey, connect with Mike Powers. He's going to be the main point of contact for you there. He understands the ins and outs of it a lot better. I got about 10% of the knowledge. Probably I might be being a little overly ambitious. It's probably about 1% compared to what Mike can offer you. So we also only have 2 names at TEKsystems. It's either Mike White or Mike Powers. So there's only Mikes.
Thanks, Mike. And I think Taylor's back. Taylor, are you with us? Thanks,
yes,
Mike.
I am. Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Taylor Jarrett. I actually sit out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I've been with TEKsystems for about 3, almost going on 4 years. I am a 42 Bravo, so I'm an HR officer in the Army Reserves. Been in that role for the past 3 years, but I was enlisted for 2 years before that. Like I said, I'm in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but I do work with all of our national federal clients. Right now, I am heavily immersed with Lockheed Martin. So I can also help you guys with anything, talk to you about the federal opportunities that we have, ranging from help desk desktop roles to Java opportunities that we have. Look forward to connecting with you guys. Like I said, since I did lose connection, I am going to drop my LinkedIn profile in the chat again, because I did not get to click through everybody's profiles. So I look forward to connecting with you guys soon and helping where I can.
Thanks, Taylor. So again, as you can see, we've all served. Taylor is still serving. That's why she's still fit. Me and Mike have gained a little weight since the PT test has come to an end in our life. But the one thing that we've all got is we help Lockheed Martin's and Bank of America's and United Health Groups find people for technology and find veterans. So it's not just our knowledge base that we'll share today, it's what we're seeing other companies request. So we are glad to talk about all that and go from there. And we're a pretty military friendly company. If you're a Guard or reservist, we have very good policies for Guard and reservists to deploy out. We've got several accolades. You can see them on our website. That's in that link. And if you're looking for a position anywhere, we probably have some openings and some guidance. So I don't want to talk forever about TEKsystems. I know a lot of people probably get questions. So what we can do is just start moving into the questions if you want, and then break out. Kandi, are you able to break us out today?
I am. Do you want to share your slides first, Mike, or you want to wait on that?
Yeah, we can go through a little bit of it. I just don't want to kill them with PowerPoint, but we'll go through it quick. Let's see.
All right.
Move on. Yeah.
You'll see it?
Yep, we see it. If you can skip to the next slide, Kandi. And next slide, they know who we are now. There's some data about us. We've hired over 20,000 veterans in the IT positions since 2015. We average about 3,000 a year. We're hiring 30,000 consultants a year on average. We have 80,000 deployed at a given time. Our government services team, like Michael was talking about, we have a government focused vertical. Taylor and Jared are working on Lockheed Martin, talent integrators. Of those, we hire just over 1,000 people a year with clearance. So if you have a TS or an SCI, and a lot of times you can use that as leverage to maybe move into a role that you don't quite have the experience or academia for, but they can train you, because as you all know, if you have that, it's harder to find a TS SCI than it is to train somebody in IT. That's a little bit about that. If you can skip to the next slide, Kandi. There's a quick snapshot of how many veterans we put to work in an IT position per city last year. These positions do range from entry level of help desk or desktop support all the way up to chief information officer.
I'm going anywhere. No, I'm going.
Hey, Robert, you're coming through on us if you want to hit mute, buddy. But that's a quick snapshot of how many, as you can see, when we say we're everywhere, that's what we mean. If you can skip to the next slide, Kandi. Here's some of our awards. Military friendly, we were ranked number 3 most military friendly employer this year by GI Jobs magazine. So like I say, we put our money where our mouth is as far as hiring veterans like yourself, student veterans. This is a little bit of information I thought you all might want to see. I know a lot of people coming out of the military want to move into cyber or already have experience in cyber. So I put a little bit about what the salaries are in different cities. This is based on what we see. This is information pulled out of our systems. So if you're in any of these cities, you can obviously take a look there. On the left are some of the best jobs that Indeed puts out every year. This is a little dated, but there are over 112 categories of information technology. You're not just cyber or software or a router or server person. There's things like DevOps, there's database engineers, there's business analysts, there's visual, there's front-end developers, back-end developers. So it's pretty unlimited how much is out there. But I can share this too and get this out to the group later as well, so you have it in your email. We can shoot that out, right, Kandi, to everybody? Do you have a way to do that?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Next slide. Again, here's a little bit more information. I know as you're sitting there, you're wondering what are some of the pathways? How do I get from somebody on this side to starting a civilian career and then moving up that ladder over time? So I've got some of this put together. Normally on the infrastructure side, somebody starts out as help desk or desktop, as you see there. After they get 3 to 5 years experience, they will move up and become a network person. Then they'll become an administrator, an engineer, and an architect. So to go from the $15 to $20 an hour, which is the same as about $35,000 to $45,000 entry level, up to your $200,000 a year job, it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 to 15 years. I know that's probably something I would want to know if I was you on that end. So some of the responsibilities and how you move up is there. The other thing I want to tell the group, many want to know, how do I jump into this great job? It's a stepping stone. A lot of the people I see come out, there are so many companies that want to hire veterans that if you lean towards a company that's focused on hiring so many veterans, such as TEKsystems, obviously T-Mobile, Amazon, have these commitments to hiring veterans, a lot of them will give you the training. You just got to connect with the right people. Applying to the jobs isn't going to be it. It's probably reaching out to talent acquisition, recruiting teams, maybe the veterans program manager like myself at that company. And the other thing I would say is don't keep all your eggs in one basket. You need to be talking to multiple recruiters at multiple companies all the time, because not only do you hear about more jobs, but as you hear them say, this is what we pay, that's what we pay.
So are you going to be joining our Wednesday groups?
Cedric, you're coming through a little bit there, buddy. So you all can hit mute. So if you want to move in, that's a good way. Another good way to start is government programs such as state or federal jobs. You can move in, actually jump into technology, and quite frankly, the pace isn't quite as strong. You're allowed to make some mistakes. You're allowed to be an apprentice or an understudy. You don't want to jump in at the highest level and have everybody looking at you if that piece is down. So that's just some things we see on our side. Next slide, Kandi, if you don't mind. A little bit about the software side. Again, it's infinite how many roles are out there. You can be a software developer. They have business analyst positions. So if you're in the military and know that side of the fence very well, there are a lot of companies that need people that understand the military lingo to be a liaison and talk to the software developers and say, okay, the end users or this company needs this data to come up on the screen. And you go back to the developers and they make that happen. Then you go back to the customer and they say, yeah, we got the data, but the data's not right. Or the format's wrong. It's month, day, year instead of day, month, year. We don't understand why that's happening. Or what does this acronym mean that's showing up on my screen? So sometimes you can move into IT through being what we call a business analyst, which in more general terms is a liaison type role. So we do have quite a few people that are in the military for that. There's project management, program management, project coordinator, program coordinator. There's just infinite positions, but software is where usually outside of cyber, software is the best paying pathway. So if you move into DevOps, if you're a high-end software developer that creates the payroll system or creates something like Zoom, that's where the money's at. And, our top level people make maybe 140, 150 an hour. That's 300K, 400K a year. And it takes about 10 years to get to that level. So next slide, Kandi. All right, so I put this here to talk about breakouts. Kandi, jump in and correct anything that's wrong. But so we're going to break out in some rooms, and what Mike and Taylor and I want to be, very helpful about is we want to talk to you about what you want to talk about. We don't want to just talk to you. We want to answer your questions. So we can talk about technology, TEKsystems. If you're like, hey, I'm in the signal corps and I do a lot of SATCOM stuff, but it doesn't translate necessarily to computers. How can I move that direction? Or I've been trying to get a position with this company for 2 or 3 years. I'm not hearing back. How do I move that way? Or I'm in college, I'm getting my degree. What does an MIS or CIS pay better? What is a better pathway? We'll answer any of the questions about any of that. So we look forward to talking to you in the breakout rooms. If you do want to talk about SkillBridge, I am more of the resident expert here at Tech about that. But what I don't want to do is have everybody jump in my room and talk about Skills Bridge, because Kandi has these things every month. And as you know, she has a Skill Bridge session that we're on as well. So we could do a lot of the heavy lifting talking about Skill Bridge on the Skill Bridge session that Kandi has. I don't know if you have one in December or when the next one is, but we can do a lot of the talking about that at that time too. So we just want to get to it, answer
Hey,
your
Mike.
questions, and move on.
Hey, Mike, there's a couple of questions that have been coming in the chat.
Okay.
A couple of folks are asking about recruiting opportunities at
Yep.
TEKsystems. Do you want to talk just a little bit
Yes.
about that before we break out?
Absolutely. So we hire about 2,000 recruiters a year at TEKsystems. Recruiting can mean different things at different companies. I'll let Mike and Taylor give their opinion on it too, but basically you don't have to know recruiting, you don't have to know technology, but to hire these 30,000 people a year, we have to have about 2,000 recruiters that take the phone calls, have conversations. What is it you want to do? What's your background? It could be anything from talking about the technology to somebody's moving from California to New York. They want somebody to help them find jobs. So that's what individuals like Taylor and Mike on this call do. And we build a personal relationship. These recruiting positions are salaried plus commission, full benefits. We have openings everywhere except Montana right now. The window from talking to us to coming in the door to be a recruiter is about 3 weeks. The great thing about the position, in my opinion, is you get to talk to people for a living. You get to help people find meaningful careers. You get to help other veterans move into careers and help them, provide for themselves and their family. So that's the joyous part of it. The other part that is useful is the amount of business acumen that I've got. Like if I ever left TEKsystems, I know what companies I want to go to and what I don't want to go to. I know how to get my foot in the door. I've learned a lot, and I've learned a lot about interviewing, and I've learned a lot about what companies seek. So it's just a really good role to learn about the corporate landscape in general as you move out. Like even if long-term recruiting in 5 years, you don't want to keep doing it, the amount of knowledge you get about the government verticals, energy verticals, there's no businesses we don't work with, is pretty large. So that's what I think the advantages are. We would love to talk to you about that. Veterans are some of our best recruiters. Military spouses and veterans are great for us. As you see Mike and Taylor on phone here, they're just very good at talking to people, connecting dots. They've got a passion to serve others. So this line of work aligns well with keeping that service mindset and helping others like Kandi's husband, Kevin, find a job quicker than 3 years. So we have openings now. You can reach out to me direct, you can reach out to Mike or Taylor, and based on where you want to find a position, we can talk to you about that. We can interview before you get out of service. If you're a student veteran, we can interview you now. We also have internships. So between your junior and senior year, if you want to come in and intern with us in a paid role for 3 months in the summer, make sure you like the work and like TEKsystems. We have those openings as well. We normally start screening for summer interns in February, so that's coming up. And we have them all across the United States. The progression from there is there's promotion levels within that. You can be a leader of a pod or a group. You can move out to leading offices. You can lead delivery centers. So it's very much like the military in that you could be a squad leader, platoon leader, first sergeant and on. We have those same promotion levels in recruiting, correspondingly with pay increases. We do pay weekly, which is quite different than the military who pays twice a month. You get 26 checks a year, not 24. We have good benefits, and we want to talk to you. So feel free to reach out to us. We will connect you, and it's not too early, no matter how far out you are from ETS.
Hey, Mike, can I share something really quickly? So for you all that have joined 50 Strong before, you know that we work with a lot of really large companies, right? And one thing I always find really interesting is often people at those large companies will call me and they'll be like, oh, Kandi, I love that you're working with TEKsystems. I got my start at TEKsystems. And so I just wanted to share that, what I see from an industry perspective, to kind of piggyback on what Mike was saying. Mike, there was another question here. So Mike, I posted about some training to contract to placement. Do you want to talk about that before we break out, or how do you want to?
Yeah, I think that would be a great one to talk about. So, many companies come to us to try and find individuals. The IT field is so short that, there's over 25,000 jobs and on average that go unfilled in IT each year. So to bridge the gap of that shortage, many companies are doing what they call upskilling. Rather than finding somebody that's got that experience, they are willing to train somebody in Java software development or in cyber technology. So some of our clients have come to us to do just that. And we have some opportunities right now that start in January with a Fortune 5 company that's a healthcare company that is seeking to drive more veterans and diverse candidates into their company if they can, as well as bring in more IT talent. So we have a training program kicking off in January where it's 14 weeks. You'll be trained for free in cybersecurity. You will get a stipend monthly as well to help cover some of the bills. And at the end of that 14 weeks, you will move into a contract position to be paid hourly for this company. And between 6 months and 1 year later, you will be hired as a permanent employee of that company. That company has great benefits. They have a discounted stock value where you can get stock right away at 10% discount. That stock's very valuable right now. They have great healthcare. They have 6% 401k matching, and the positions start out at 80K once you're hired permanent. And we are currently looking to find veterans and military spouses for those roles right now. We need to identify candidates over the next 2 weeks to see who would want to do it and put them into the queue, and then have you talk with the client. These positions will be in Raleigh and Minneapolis, though. It's a great opportunity to become an apprentice, learn information technology and cybersecurity, and at the end of 1 year, you're a permanent employee in an 80K job. Now, this company, for the most part, allows working remote from home, but obviously being an apprentice and learning cybersecurity, they're going to want you in the office to understudy with somebody that's a senior cyber person. So it's not very often you can get trained for free and then get partnered with someone that's going to train you up in cybersecurity, and much less with a Fortune 5 company. So we currently have 15 to 20 of those openings coming open. We are taking candidates now. So please reach out to myself, Mike, or Taylor about that. And we'd be happy to talk to you and share all the details and benefits about it. Great opportunity. We also, on the back end of that, have project and program management positions coming open as well for another client. And then in late February, we have a program to teach, exact same program, teaching Java. You will have a Java program. At the end, you will be a contractor, and then you will move into permanent employee doing Java at these companies as well. So just very rare opportunities where you have a job offer from the training on the front end of training. So please reach out to us.
Hey, Mike, so you said Minneapolis and Raleigh for that?
For the cybersecurity, will be Minneapolis and Raleigh. Right behind that will be the Java positions, and they will be in 6 other locations to be determined where the company is. And then the project and program management positions and the customer success positions, they're going to be remote. They can be anywhere. Okay,
so there are some remote ones. Mike, in case it's helpful, I'm pulling up what I saw about those Java training, and the 3 locations that I show: Minneapolis, Boston, Phoenix.
That's correct, because they're going to be there. But what we're learning is this company also has locations in Louisville, Kentucky, Tampa, and some others. So they may more.
Okay. So is everybody hearing, like, these jobs aren't like posted anywhere, right? So you got to be engaging with Mike and Taylor and lots of other TEKsystems folks and follow, because they're often like getting this and posting it to LinkedIn as soon as they get it, right? So anyway, I just wanted to call that out. Mike, those were the big questions that I saw in the Q&A.
I see one coming in now. Aircraft Armament Systems, Masters in HR. Look for a great opportunity. Yep. So yeah, if you got a Masters in HR and you look for an opportunity, we can help you out with that. So and obviously I was in aircraft maintenance before I went warrant, so I have a soft heart for aircraft people out there. So I'd be glad to talk to you at the end of this.
All right. Looks like Jesse has the same question. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to open the breakout rooms now, Mike?
Yeah, I think so. I think we can get a lot of the questions in the breakout rooms and talk individually and go from there. Mike, Taylor, do you all have anything to add for the breakout room?
I'm good to go.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay,
I'm good to go as
so-
well.
Okay, awesome. Thank you all. Okay, so for those of you that may be new to 50 Strong, maybe new to Zoom, maybe new to breakout rooms, I'm just going to quickly show you. Here's what's going to happen. When I open the breakout rooms, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. When I open the breakout rooms, you'll see a little button somewhere on your screen that says breakout rooms. For these, you should see the names of 3 breakout rooms, and they're under the names of each of the folks that you've heard from today. So Mike Powers, Taylor Jarrett, and Mike White. What you can do, we're not going to do these in 20-minute slots. We're going to keep this much more loose than that. So think of this as like a bar, and the 3 of them are in different corners of the bar, and you just kind of navigate based on which one you want to talk to. The way that you're going to join their rooms is by looking for the name of the person that you want to talk to and clicking on the number next to their name. That'll turn to join when you hover over the number. The numbers also tell you how many people are in their rooms in case that's helpful, so that not everybody is in one room versus another. And then when you want to leave a room and go to a different room, you just click leave room, and then it'll return you to the main session, and then you can pick another room to visit. If you have issues moving out or in and out of the breakout rooms, it may be that you're not on a later version of Zoom. That's okay. If you are having trouble, type these 3 things into the chat box and I can move you. So just type in your name, the room that you're currently in, and then the room you want to move to, and I can quickly get you over. Okay.
Good.
Oh, I'm going to save this for in a second. Okay, so with that, I will open the breakout rooms. You guys should already see them down at the bottom. Everybody see the breakout room button? All right. So y'all can go ahead and move into your rooms.
Thanks, Kandi.
Sure thing. I'll be in the main room if anybody has problems or has questions for me. Hey, Warner. All right. Okay, so if you're still in the main room with me and you are having any problems, or you want to be moved to a room and you can't figure out how to do it, or you have questions for me, you can unmute. There's only a few of us in the main room now.
I for some reason do not see the breakout button.
Okay, no problem. Which one do you want to go to?
Honestly, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I'm gonna go around to
Fantastic. Okay, I will move you into Mike White's. Taylor, are you okay? Let me get Taylor squared away real quick, Leonore.
I am so sorry. I'm having such
It's all right. I moved.
computer difficulties.
It's all right. I just moved you, Taylor. I'm going to keep an eye to make sure it works.
Thank you.
Sure thing. All right, Leonore, let me just make sure Taylor gets in her room. Okay, she's in there. Okay.
Yeah. Mine's not giving me the join feature. I'm on a Mac and I'm new to all this stuff here.
No problem. Okay, so Leonore, I'm going to move you into Mike White's room. And then Wilton, I will move you into Taylor's room simply because she has fewer people in there. And then you can move into the others as you want to, okay?
Thank you.
Hi, Kandi. This is Jeff. I'm having the same issues as well.
No problem. Jeff, I'm going to move you over to Taylor Jarrett's room as a starting point, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Sure thing. All right, is anybody joining us for the first time today and needs help getting caught up to what we're doing. You can unmute if so. There's only a few of us in the main room. Hey, Matt, how are you? Matt, can you hear me? All right, Amber, do you need help getting into a room? All right. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I really want to pronounce your name properly. Will you tell me how to say your name?
You got it, girl. Get it. You got it. It's exactly how it's spelled. Please. I get it.
Khanekham.
Yeah, like you're overthinking it. It's Khanekham, just this way it looks, and then Kingphavon.
Wow, I love it. Thanks for joining.
I was the last one to learn how to spell my name in school.
No doubt. Hey, listen, are you just joining us?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we have just spent a little bit of time, the TEKsystems team has just been talking a little bit about TEKsystems overall. And now each of the 3 folks from TEKsystems that are joining are in breakout rooms, basically just to answer questions and talk about the opportunities that they have.
Okay.
So do you see a button somewhere on your computer or phone that says breakout rooms?
Let me see. It said, yep, I do.
All right. So Mike Powers is the military lead at TEKsystems. He is hosting a room right now. Taylor Jarrett is also hosting a room. Taylor is in recruiting for TEKsystems. And she's currently serving in the Army National Guard.
Okay.
And Mike White recently retired from the Army, and he's also got his own room. So you can, basically, this is just casual, like a meet and greet at a bar.
Okay.
So if you have a drink with you, even better. If not, that's okay. And you can just kind of navigate around and meet them and hear what they're up to.
Okay, cool. So I just hit that and then choose one that I want to go to.
Fantastic. Try to hit all 3 of them. We'll have these open for, maybe half an hour or so.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just the one that just retired is Mike, right?
Mike's been out for a while.
Okay.
But you know what you should do? Go say hello to Mike White and Mike Powers. You can move back and forth among the rooms.
Okay.
Okay.
All Thank you.
Sure thing.
All right.
Hi, Gary. How are you? Gary, are you just joining us?
Hello.
Can you hear me okay?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Gary, are you just joining us?
Yes, I am.
Okay, fantastic. So we spent about the first half an hour just talking as a big group, hearing from the TEKsystems teams about various opportunities in technology and for SkillBridge and recruiting. And now they are each kind of split up into breakout rooms, and you can go talk to them and meet them directly and ask them any kind of questions you have about technology roles, military transition, whatever you want to talk to them about.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And Gary, so I see your Air Force. Where are you based? Where are you stationed?
I'm in California at Beale Air Force Base.
Oh, at Beale. Awesome.
Yeah.
And how long before you get out?
Honestly, I'm just waiting on my wing commander, but I should be getting out within like weeks.
Oh, wow. Okay. I want you to go into Mike Powers' breakout room. Just introduce him to yourself. Are you trying to get into a technology role?
I am, yeah. I'm currently doing software engineer on courses.
Oh, wow. Okay. And where are you trying to go when you get done?
Tennessee.
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, I'm trying to go to Tennessee to stay and live there.
Okay, so I'm going to move you into Mike's breakout room. Just go chat with him, say hello. If you want to turn your video on, you can. If not, that's okay too. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know what. How do I get added to Mike Powers' room? Because
Hello, Wilton. Wilton, do you see? But you don't see the button that says breakout rooms, right?
I'm looking at the different rooms here, breakout rooms, but when I hover over it, it doesn't give me the option of joining on my end.
Okay, hang on 1 second. What room were you in before?
I was just in Mike White's room.
All right, I will move you. All right, there you go.
Thank you.
Hi, Kandi. So I'm trying to
Hi.
join, and it keeps trying to put me in the same one that I was just in, which was Mike White.
You know what? Probably it's because you don't have the latest version of Zoom. You have to be on 5.3.0, but I can totally move you.
Okay, I need to work on that then.
It's all right.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. But our big network, have you ever been to one of our big networking events before with lots of employers?
No, this is my first one.
Oh, welcome. Okay, so yeah, make a note, try to get Zoom 5.3.0 or later, because then sometimes we have like 20 different employers and you can just bounce around on your own.
That's cool.
Okay, so you want to go to, which room did you say, Mike Powers?
No, I just left Mike White's.
Yep.
That was my first and only one so far.
Okay. Do you want to go to Mike Powers or Taylor Jarrett?
Taylor.
Okay. All right. Tell her I said hello.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You should be on the way. But you're still here. I wonder why it says that you're in Taylor's room.
Okay. I have to hit join breakout room, and then now she shows up.
Okay. Okay. Go for that.
I'm just hanging out here for a little bit. I just have to go.
No problem.
I just have to go out and get the kids from the bus stop, and then I'll be right back.
No problem. I totally get it. All right, if anybody is in the main room with me and needs any help, just holler. Hi, Pratik, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. I got disconnected and like I was trying to find which group chat I was in. I think I got it now. It was Mike.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure thing. Hi, Robin, how are you? Jermaine, how you doing?
Hi, how you doing? I'm doing fine.
Good, thanks for joining. Hey, were you already here before and you got disconnected and popped back on, or are you just joining?
I was having some issues. I don't know what was going on. My internet was in and out.
Happens.
That service where I'm located, and then I had some people working on my roof, so I think.
Busy day, huh?
Yeah, it's really busy over here.
Do you need help getting into a breakout room to meet with somebody on the TEKsystems team?
I guess so. That would be fine.
Were you here with us for the big before we opened the breakout rooms? Did you hear from the team about TEKsystems?
No.
Okay, well then let me give you a little bit of background before you go into the breakout rooms. Have you been at 50? You've been at 50 Strong before, haven't you?
I have.
Okay, yes. I thought your name looked really familiar. So the TEKsystems team, they do IT consulting and placement for a whole bunch of big name companies, right? And so there's 3 people from TEKsystems here today, basically to meet with people, right? Answer questions about their roles, what kind of education inserts, that kind of thing. And so each of them are in like their own breakout room, and you can just bounce around and meet them, say hello, talk to them about, are you already out of the military?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I have about 7 months left.
Okay, so they have Skill Bridge. So basically what I would recommend is start with Mike Powers and just go talk to him. There's a few people in his room now, but he's basically answering questions, and he can answer any questions you may have about SkillBridge or opportunities they may have wherever you're planning to go.
Okay.
Okay, I'll move you over there.
All right.
All right,
Thank you.
sure thing. How you doing, Chris?
Hey, I'm good. I was about to type something in the chat for you. I just want to say thanks for putting this together. Unfortunately,
You're welcome.
I got to check out early and handle some actual work business.
Listen, this is casual and come and go as you need to. So I appreciate you popping on today.
Yeah, sure thing. I will look forward to future events.
Awesome. Awesome, Chris. I hope you have a great rest of the afternoon.
Thanks, you too.
Okay, bye. All right, so there's Mike's email, Mike White's email.
All right.
And Taylor's email is there as well. Okay, so listen, everybody, the tech team has given you their LinkedIn URLs and their emails. Okay, so Mike just shared the key things that they need. When you reach out, please do it with intention. They all want to help you, so make their job as easy as possible.
Yeah, and I want to thank everybody for your time and all the questions. I've enjoyed talking to everybody. Kandi, thank you for setting this up as always. It's my favorite format. We actually talk, we have some laughs, we get some good information. So thank you all, everybody, for everything. It's been great.
Awesome. Mike, Taylor, Mike, thank you all. Thank you, TEKsystems. With that, thank you all for being part of 50 Strong. We appreciate you. And again, thank you to Wells Fargo, Amazon, Cushman & Wakefield, ADP, the University of Arizona, TEKsystems, the University of South Carolina, and Boeing. Lots of folks eager to support your career journeys. Thank you for being here. And with that, we will end the meeting.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
Thanks, y'all.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kandi. Appreciate you.
Thank you, David. Good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Didn't get to see your husband and say hi because he had to go, but just let him know we say hi.
I will. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a good one.
Later.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody.